Welcome to Flow's Fundamentals. In this episode, we will be covering the essential rules for Killer Bunnies Lite. Killer Bunnies Lite is meant to be an introduction set for new players to the Killer Bunnies quest line. The goal of Killer Bunnies is to get the most carrots. In Lite, there are 10 carrots available. The reason you want the most is because at the end of the game, one of the carrots, represented by the carrot at the bottom of the small carrot deck, is the winner. So if you have that carrot, you will win the game. In Killer Bunnies Lite, there are a few different card types. You have runs, very specials, and a couple different forms of play immediately. Let's cover run cards first. At the beginning of the game, you will start with 7 cards. If you have any play immediately, discard them and draw new cards. Then, set down 2 cards to start. On your turn, you will play the top card. For example, I can play this bunny here. You will slide your bottom card to replace the top card. You will draw a card. And then you will set down a new card to replace the bottom card. And that's your turn. In essence, you are planning ahead 2 turns in advance. The card that you set down will be played 2 turns from now. The run card I just showed you is an example of a bunny. Bunnies are typically quite recognizable with the picture of the bunny, and they'll usually say something like evil bunny or truculent bunny. They all have a color or a type. Bunnies are very important to this game, as you might imagine, because most cards require a bunny to be able to play them. This is represented by the pink rectangle in the middle left area of the card. If a run card or a very special card has this pink rectangle, that means you must have a bunny alive in the bunny circle to be able to play it. Therefore, one of the primary objectives of the game is to attack your opponent's bunnies and to protect your own. All bunnies when played form what's called the bunny circle. Some cards may refer to adjacent bunnies or bunnies that are a certain amount of spaces away. For example, if a card targeted this blue evil bunny here and it said it affected bunnies 3 spaces away, you can quite easily count from both directions the number of spaces. For example, that violet truculent bunny in the top is 2 spaces away. The other type of playable card are the very specials. These are unique in that they can usually be played at any time. For example, Posture Resistance has the ability to counteract any other very special card. So if my opponent played Banana Phone, for example, I can play the very special directly from the hand to counter it, and I will draw a new card when I do this. Very specials also have the option to save them. After I run them through, that is to set the very special down and have it go through the 2-turn process, I have the option to set it aside and save it. A saved very special can also be played at any time. I do not, however, have the option to save the very special directly from the hand. The final type of card is a Play Immediately card. The most common Play Immediatelys are the Terrible Misfortunes. If at any time you draw one of these, one of your bunnies is required to die at that moment. And of course, you will draw a new card to replace the Play Immediately. If you do not have a bunny when you draw the Terrible Misfortune, one of your opponent's bunnies is required to die, unless of course there are no bunnies that are able to die, at which point the Terrible Misfortune will be discarded. On a player's turn, the player has the option to trade objects that they have and cards in their hand. They cannot trade their top and bottom face down run cards. They can, however, trade cards from the hand, as long as I trade cards for one. That is, if I give my opponent 1 card from my hand, they have to give me 1 card from their hand, so we both have a 5-card hand at the end of the trade. Objects such as bunnies, carrots, and save specials can only be traded once each. So for example, if I trade this evil bunny to an opponent, that opponent cannot trade that same evil bunny again. Trading is quite helpful for social interaction aspects of the game. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, perhaps you can find a way to trade with your opponents. Once all 10 carrots have been purchased, the game will end. Any player that is caught without a bunny at the end of the game must give all of their carrots to the player with a bunny that has the highest identification number in a card in their hand. Therefore, it is crucial to have a bunny at the end of the game or you will not have a chance of winning. At the end of the game, the winning carrot is revealed, and whoever has that carrot is declared the winner. This has been Closed Fundamentals on the Killer Bunnies Lite set. And as always, Jeff bless.